and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh to everyone who watching this forum online video presentation. Before that, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Siti Nur Arfa binti Sapini. My match number is 263546. Before we start with the forum, I would like to make a short brief about the journalism. According to Merriam-Webster, journalism can be defined as an academic studies that having to do with the management of a news medium or the collection and editing of news and material of current interest for presentation, publication, or broadcast. The term journalism covers all forms, when and where news and reviews of the news reach the public. Everything that happens in the world, if the event of interest is the public, and all of thought, action, ideas that stimulates this matter are the basis for a journalist. When a person writes for a journal, magazine, or newspaper, all of activities involving writing is called journalism, which means communication of information about daily event condensed into a few words, pictures, or sound. Next, panel number 1. Could you explain to us about the scope of journalism? I'm going to talk about the scope of our group assignment chosen, which is journalism. Basically, journalism happens with a three main process, which is collecting data, production of data, and ultimately with the distribution of concrete reports. People always question why and how journalism contributes to a developing country. Actually, journalism plays an important role no matter in old century or even a modern century, because it's showing the power of speaking true, and sometimes it's helping people in difficulties through the pretty form of communications. Besides that, journalism brings knowledge and culture shaping to the community. Journalism provides citizens information and news happen around the world with interactive way. You, panel number 2, Mr. Nasrullah, do you have opinion about the role of journalism for the audience and the society?
Today I want to discuss about the role of journalism. First, journalism report the truth and respect the right of the public to get the right information. In fact, no one wants to prevent journalists from attending their meetings or gathering unless there is something to keep the public secret. The act of preventing a journalist from attending an open public meeting is an act that prevents the journalist from doing his duty in the public interest. Second, add knowledge to the society. The role of development journalism for the community is to educate and enhance knowledge in every area of society, such as publishing news, insight, and information related to the current issue, health, modern technology, and additional academic knowledge. And the third, become an intermediary between society and government. The role of community development journalism is to mediate between the government and the community. Where public outcry and complaint are reported in the news, government or leaders can be communicate with each other through journalists as mediators.
What about you, panel number 3? Do you have any idea about the positive contribution of the implemented role and function of journalism in the development of Malaysia? Positive contributions of the implemented roles and functions of the specific field to the development of Malaysia. The journal is a publication containing scholarly articles written by scholars or professionals who specialize in their fields and published periodically. The articles contained in the journal are articles written based on research that has been conducted, and it has through the evaluation process by a peer review panel of experts published. Acceptance of articles to be published in a scientific journal is an acknowledgement of the writing, and indirectly is a recognition of the researcher and the result of the research run. Articles published in scientific journals will be referenced to another expert in the process of generating new knowledge. Access to the international and technical literature has several facts. Journalists in developing countries require access not only as readers but also as authors for them to feel part of the global science community. They need not only to obtain information but also to be able to contribute to it and take part in the global discourse. Lastly, panel number 4. What do you think about the negative impact of implemented and the function of journalism in the development of Malaysia?
Negative impact. Fake news is illegal and can be punished with imprisonment because it can influence people with inaccurate information, and it will make the people can act according to information received. For example, news of a virus can be infected through the eyes. This causes the people to fear and recklessly without thinking that the people around it, even though the news is fake. Besides that, it can also influence investors to invest in the country. This is because when the fake news story about the country, it causes investors to think twice about investing, and it is likely that our country income will decline due to the lack of investors in the country. So when the lack of investor in the country, this is causing too many people unemployed. This has put the country at risk for criminal cases due to the unemployed. Tourism sector also will decline to this fake news. When the travelers receive the wrong information about the country, the traveler cancel their wish to travel to our country. This affects us both in terms of hotel revenue and tourism place.